Listening is the first and last thing we have when entering and leaving this earth. It's what I try to remember in everything I create. Welcome back. My name is Lucy Yao, and I'm a composer and pianist, and I'm going to share with you things that inspire me, things that I'm trying to do in music and in composing and in designing, and it's just kind of about embracing all of the I don't know, mistakes or the fears or the vulnerabilities that you encounter when you're trying to create a space for something new. And to welcome people in who haven't been invited in before. There's just so much of the work that I feel like I've just begun. And I've been playing piano since I was 4, but then composition and working with different mediums such as dance and film, multimedia, emerging technologies, and in education, it still feels like everything is so new and exciting, and I hope to always create a practice where I'm always investigating how might we bridge different audiences, and how can we tell stories that have been left out. So I'm really excited to just be sharing that with you today. So I will say that I believe that composition is a way to design. And similarly to like when you're walking into a room and you feel like this is the spot for me or like this was made for me, you can feel the opposite of that, right? And you can put on a virtual reality headset, for example, and like get really motion sick. And then, you know, there's many design choices that have been made by people in a room who overlooked that, you know, who didn't design it for you. Because a fun fact is women get a lot more motion sickness than men. And so they are the ones who are going to be, you know, having a lot more trouble in the headset. And so this is just an example of like how these design choices are really made to exclude or include people. And so when I'm thinking about design, I'm using like design thinking principles and stuff that I really admire from, you know, video game designers and like film directors, theater makers. You know, how can we bring the audience closer? And how can we make ourselves understood? Like one of my favorite authors, Amy Tan, says. And so this piece that I'll show you is called Homecoming, and it is a love letter. It's a love letter to the community in Chinatown in New York during the anti-Asian American hate crimes. It's a love letter to, you know, my mom and my family and the many, many generations of immigrants who have repeatedly sacrificed themselves and their livelihoods so that they could give another step to their children. And it's a love letter to, you know, the part of myself that was still nurturing. It's still in development today, you know, healing from a loss and from absence of someone.
When I think about survival, I also think about a can of condensed milk. Objects are just objects until we learn the stories that imbue them with life. My dad used to collect empty cans of condensed milk that had been discarded on the floor of his neighborhood's restaurants. I can just picture him as a young boy crawling around on the dirty floor, scrambling to collect these cans so that he could wash them and resell them as containers. When he decided that he wanted to come to the United States, he started saving money, stuffing bahts, or Thai money, into this one condensed milk can. And I compare how he grew up to how I grew up. And I just think about the transformation that's possible in a single generation. To him, these empty cans were a symbol of hope, a possible way out. To me, they were, you know, something I just saw in bulk in the back of his Thai restaurant. A sweet, sticky goodness that went into Thai tea. Something I should ration so I didn't have too much sugar. As a kid, I always loved punching the small hole in the top of the can so we could pour a small stream of creamy syrup out for the customers. But it turns out those cans of condensed milk held so much more. They held the hopes and dreams of a generation who left home for a strange land where they were belittled and abused. The legacy of their hard work, their sacrifice, their resilience and creativity. The sweetness of the nurturing but imperfect life they built for us, their children. And the opportunity for us to revisit our own histories and heal old wounds and forge new paths that lift us all.
And when you're ready, I want you to toss this paper into the center of the sculpture and let the parts of your inheritance go that you wish to today.
Growing up, we tried to assimilate into the culture, into the mainstream norm, and just be as unnoticeable as possible.
We want to think of our parents as heroes or as villains, but in reality, they're just people.
When mom sees me, she wants a big hug. And for some reason, I always just act like a sulky teenager. Like, I'll hug her, but it feels like reluctant.
I'm tired. They must be tired too. I want them to know they can talk to me.
Even though I was Americanized, there are some things that cannot be taken away from me.
It was remarkable to think of seeing Dad get upset like that. He never cries about anything.
I tried to obtain the unattainable. But what is different is not bad. You must know. It just means you find your own way. What is different is not bad. You must know. I want it to be a part of me forever. It just means you find your own way. I want it to be a part of me forever.
I want to share with you these final two pieces and talk a little bit about my process. So I am really excited to show you Baobei and Tender, which I feel like gets to the heart of what I'm trying to do. And I haven't shown you any of the work that I've done with different kinds of technologies. Earlier I talked about virtual reality. I've done work in augmented reality, so without the headsets, but talking about how do we activate a garden or a public park with different stories. How do we make communities' stories visible? And I feel like I always start from this place, though, of a performance-based practice, of a live event creation, because that's the part where it all started for me. And it's still the place I go to when I want to feel inspired, is to go to live concerts and just think about how to tell a story. 1. This is how my grandmother tells the story. A millennia ago, in China, a woman became circle, rung of rope on a silver ladder. Chang'e shimmered in flight, gossamer helium, goddess of wind wrapped in moon. Baobei, the moon and the sun were lovers, and the stars their children. This is why water billows inside of you once a month. This is why the moon is so big. She is carrying, threatening to burst. Once, Huoyi shot down 9 sons, and the people made him king. He was cruel in the way all men are cruel. He stole time itself. Immortals were common back then, remember? In this way, their feet never touched the ground. In this way, the days were shorter before. Chang'e knew her husband as a son, knew how men could crisp the world into smoke. She downed the elixir, felt her blood thin, grew bird bones. The opposite of free fall and gravity. She rose higher and higher, her furious husband becoming a speck, the queen mother watching from the ground, the sky holding her. Not even the sky, Baobei. Not even the sky. Remember that some men are fire. Not if you can't fight flames, then become air. Not even the sky. Remember, women are not even cool darkness, wet earth. Flying is not as scientific as they tell you it will be. Remember to tie your hair up so you can see the stars. Remember that flying high means becoming free. Remember the moon is a friend of yours. And if she offers a hand, take it. 2. This is how my mother tells the story. Once upon a time, Huoyi was so talented that he shot down 9 sons with his arrows, and Chang'e was the most beautiful woman in the world. I've forgotten some parts of the story. My mother used to tell it to me. No matter, words are bought and sold as cheaply as oil in war. This is how it happened. After he shot down the sons, the queen mother of the West gave him time's elixir. But Yi did not want to be immortal without his wife, so he gave her the elixir for safekeeping. Remember, when a man hands you a gift, be grateful but wary. Remember, the best hiding place is your own body. Mortals demanded Chang'e give them the potion, but she refused. She said, "You will not take from him anything, not even me." Remember, if your husband has an enemy, then you will become collateral. She drank, she floated, she chose the moon for her palace so Huoyi would always have her in his sight. Remember, if someone loves you, they need to be able to see you. And Yi missed her so much that every month he would set out her favorite cakes in gossamer light. This is why on nights like this, we let our mouths gush with sucrose. These are happy nights for an unhappy story. Remember, no one on earth is worth you taking flight. Remember, every story I tell you is a story about love. 3. This is how I tell the story. A long time ago, a man shot down 9 sons. One day the man got his hands on time itself. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter whether he was cruel or kind. It doesn't matter if his wife loved him. It doesn't matter if she fought him. All of this is peripheral. Remember, there is no version of this story where she does not float away from her husband up to the fucking sky. No matter where she does not drink the immortal elixir, where she does not ascend to goddess. Remember, there is no version of this, or any story, where the moon is just a moon, where the queen mother is not all-powerful, all-seeing, where the wife rejects one half of forever, where she does not swallow both instead. Remember what I'm telling you. Remember who the story is really about. 4. And this is how my daughter tells the story. One day, a woman flew up to the moon. She's been up there for so long that no one remembers her name, not even the sky.